Nothing much. I'm adding in some questionable routes, as you can see.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
The only issue is what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to retroactively go back and I'm gonna have to like restrict it to being like 3 to 4,
Uh,
just because like if you go node 1 and you add like fucking like 30 options,
mm-hmm.
like it gets crazy.
Mm.
It's a math thing, right? So like 10 decisions in, like that entire layer of the game, that's like 50,000 nodes. So that's like over half of what's in the game right now.
Mm. Man, I can't hop over the tree, I guess.
No, if it's better, right? So what we're
Yeah.
gonna do is we're gonna synthesize it and find out like, okay, what's this guy actually trying to do, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll get the option in, and then I think I'll put a team on it. Like
Mm-hmm.
my brother who lives in Japan, he lets me use his AI GPU cluster,
Okay.
and so I'll put that model on it. That model's called Scaffold. I think it named itself Scaffold because we're
Mm-hmm.
weird on onboarding over here.
Okay.
But yeah, if you
Let's.
have any questions, sorry to interrupt you. If you have any questions, like the UI, how the game looks, like I've only been working on this game for like a month.
Yeah. I can't really say any issues I have with the UI. I think it's pretty good. It's clean. It's concise. It's not all over the place. I know. I believe your brother was talking about like, having like the map on the side or something. Which,
Yeah, I don't mind that. The issue I can see with that, so if you open up your map right now,
yeah.
like go and click on your thing, what you'll see is it generates everything you've been to, but you can imagine if you're playing the game for a long time,
Mm.
like you'll see over like there's not really a limit. I think I set it to it only shows you 1,500 spots, and then after that, the map blocks you and says
Mm-hmm.
like you've seen too much, like your computer can't handle it.
It's soon too much. Am I going to like the back rooms or some shit?
Yeah, basically, because that's like a little node graph that pipes
Yeah.
to your computer from like my server. You're like it's just a data transfer thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm loading up a truck and I'm sending you. Oh wait, how far can you scroll? I've never. I didn't. I don't think I put a limit on this how far you can scroll away. Oh, that's interesting. I might have to look at that as well.
Oh, at least
Yeah, I tried.
know if I keep scrolling, maybe I just find a secret route and I click on it and like it takes me to like some other website where it's like, ooh, spooky, silly stuff or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, a jump scare.
Yeah,
You're not gonna.
I find the cursed hand sandwich route.
Yeah, so I mark. I think they're only revealed to you if you're at a high rating or whatever. I think Terry Davis's Easter egg is not trust gated
Mm-hmm.
because it's just a memorial page.
Yeah.
But if you find one, like if you stumble upon it just randomly browsing, it'll show up as a red dot on your map.
Okay.
So if you're playing and then you're like, oh, is there any Easter eggs I found? Like you can just look at your map and find it. But I make them hard to spot on purpose, and this game is like the developer's dream for
Mm-hmm.
hiding Easter eggs.
Alrighty.
Like there's a whole chain that I was hand tailoring because I was like up all night kind of tinkering with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this whole demon lord arc named Schmargenrog or something like that.
Smarkenrog.
This is stupid. It's just a stupid name, and it's from Viva La Dirt League
Hmm.
on YouTube. They do D&D parody stuff.
Ah. I think I'm not sure if I heard of them or not. I do know like some other group, some certain group that do like they're like really popular YouTubers that like do D&D stuff. I'm not sure if that's them or not.
It's like they have a that fake like video game, and they do video game parodies, and it's like, oh, it's the Garlic Merchant. It's like those guys. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I must be thinking of somebody else. Also, I'm not sure if you can do this, but I wrote like a really long thing for this one right here, but I don't think it really liked all of it. It kind
Well,
of
while
condensed
I
it
was
down.
away, did it like? Oh, so what you can do? So you're the editing power you have, and so I don't know if I have to make like a tutorial video,
Mm-hmm.
but you can just be like change the option or change like you can just change very specific things. You
Yeah.
can jack up the word count as much as you want. You can even if it's like an early node, you can you can do shit like hey, like I have this thing and I want it to be like this. Can you just retroactively like correct it throughout the entire game?
Yeah.
And the whole team will get on it and they'll make it so your change propagates out. We call it a blast radius.
Mm-hmm. I just put something in quotations, and I thought like maybe it would just like, okay, we'll put this down exactly as is, or something that's pretty much just like it maybe worded better or something. But it kind of cut like
Yeah.
most of what I had for this one. And
Yeah,
I
sometimes it doesn't get it right. You'll say something. So when I'm editing notes personally, so what I do, because I knew you were gonna come on, so I tried to stitch the early notes together.
mm-hmm.
I wasn't doing like crazy edits. I was just trying to make them flow from one to the other, kind of sensically. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was doing multiple like three, four edits like at a time, just to
Mm-hmm.
have them kind of work. I'd imagine with more people, it'll smooth out over time, but I think at some point after a node gets edited by enough players, it's gonna like lock, right? Because if
Okay.
too many people are playing with it, I think it's just gonna turn kind of beige, and there won't be any personality on it. You like sand the personality off of the story if you just let everybody work on something forever.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing I wanted, like, I don't know, I guess you would have to do this perhaps. It's like to make that text red, the strike the merchant option.
Wait, what text read? Sorry, what were we
So,
talking about?
like, on this route right here, like, you pull your sword on the merchant because you're freaking out, like, you don't know what's going on. He tries to calm you
Yeah.
down, but instead of, like, doing that, you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. I want to,
Yeah,
like,
so click on that. Click
yeah.
on the strike the merchant. Did you go into the scene a lot? Have you because you can add a death node like oh strike the guy and then he like kills you.
Now, the thing
So
is,
this was a mistake I made personally, but I'll let you go. Sorry.
yeah, the thing is, like, he didn't kill you, you kill him.
Oh really?
I thought
Oh, I like that.
the option of like having the text be red, like kind of signifying like you're about to do something like really bad.
Yeah. So I really wanted to add that. So I could retroactively add it. It
Mm-hmm.
would just be a bunch of computation time. Like I'd have to run my guys for like 6 hours and spend like 20 bucks in tokens,
Ah,
and then they'd get it in.
okay.
Because what I wanted to do, as during the generation, I said I want some funny options. I want unhinged options because when you play, you're gonna want to do something like wacky every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not obvious that the one of the options is just a generated like something really stupid that you can do. Like it's not marked or signified in any way. I'd prefer if it was red,
Yeah,
like your unhinged options or whatever. I'm gonna try and get that to work,
yeah. I'm not
but
really
I
sure
got
if
a
this is.
backlog.
I'm not really sure if this is unhinged. I would call it more like evil, perhaps. Like I would have. I'd probably call it unhinged, like doing something like stealing from grandma or some shit, where it's like evil, like you just killed
Yeah,
somebody for no real reason. And it's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're doing it
I get
to
it.
be funny. You're doing it because like you're in a bad state and you decided to act before really thinking.
When I say unhinged, I just mean like options like that. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Where it's like you're kind of veering way off from your traditional like, oh, I'm a hero summoned to another
Yeah.
world. Like I added a whole line where like there's one line from the beginning where like oh you go into the alley and test your magical powers.
Mm-hmm.
I added a line there where it was like you're talking with this guy and he gives you herbs, and then one of the options is like take advantage of the fact that he's old and he can't defend himself and throw him at your attacker because like someone's kind of like Valar or Lyra or something's like attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
See, like there's so many little things you could add, like so many little funny things for other players
Yeah.
that you can do, and the game just lets you do it. I just have to figure out how to restrict it in a way where my computer doesn't explode.
Right.
But my brother, he's a computer scientist, and
Mm-hmm.
he dipped in for a bit, and he says he wants to give me a little bit of seed money and help me with my servers and stuff because I'm not a coder actually
Right.
by trade. I'm an electrician.
Hmm. Even
I
then,
just like
like,
know how stuff connects together.
yeah, like it doesn't have to be something like right now. Obviously, like I just think like if it's possible, it'd be I'd like to do that with that particular option, and then it just for this one right here, it's like I wrote like a much longer thing. I don't know if you could just look that up and then just replace this with what I typed up. So I don't have to
Yeah,
type it up all over again.
it the whole system, dude, it's so loosey goosey because
Hmm.
it's like you're not directly writing it. That's
Yeah,
one thing I want to end up implementing where you can suggest what the mist node generates as,
yeah.
right? And it takes like a minute.
Hmm.
What I want to add is just directly write it. Like if you want to just type out the whole scene by yourself and add the options yourself and submit it,
Yeah,
and then the AI just looks at it and says, "Okay, he's not breaking any rules. Send it."
yeah,
I would like to do something like that. I think that'd be
yeah. Because
a cool feature.
yeah, because what I typed up, I saw like kind of going into like excessive detail of like why you did, like what you're thinking, why you did it, what's happening as like he's fucking dying before you. Like it's like kind of like this like you go into this maybe you think that there's gonna be some sort of gotcha, but there is no gotcha. You just killed an old man for no reason.
You just like, oh man, I'm in like the evil timeline.
Yeah, just
What
go.
I think,
Yeah.
if I could find a way so you're putting in like kind of an option like that, like an evil option,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot have. So what I use, what's doing the bulkier generation? So it's I think it's Revision that does it. Is
Mm-hmm.
a DeepSeek model. It's Chinese and it's really cheap,
Yeah.
which is why I use it. And it pretty much gets most of it. But I think if I swap that out for Grok, if your people are putting in evil options, I think Grok will actually it doesn't censor as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I use Grok for my customizable like ban messages
Yeah.
because Grok like
That
matches your level of like terror.
yeah, that probably explain why it reduced it by like more than half. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, another part is it's trying to restrict the character limit, so the maximum like letters you can have is like 500
Mm-hmm.
as like a full trust, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't even think I had that much. I think I only had like not even 200 words.
yeah, I think by default it'll try and compress it down to like uh, it tries to like squeeze it in and tries not to. So what I do is I just say max character limit. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
say, and then it uses every possible thing it's allowed to do. So if you go inspect as wares
Yeah.
type whatever you want and then just say max character limit,
Mm-hmm.
it'll fill out the whole box.
Yeah,
And then I can change that per user actually.
I think another thing is that if you can, I think it would be kind of good to have maybe some formatting perhaps, because kind of everything at the moment is kind of just one long paragraph, and it doesn't really like separate out with like no shift enter, no no like
Yeah,
breaks or
because
anything.
I'll let me add that 1 second. To do list.
Yeah, because like in some cases it doesn't really matter, but some of them like they do go on for quite a bit, and I think like having a break would be a little visually better. I would say it's because like especially for when two NPCs are talking to one another, because then you would want those breaks so you can like tell who's saying what instead of it all
Yeah,
just
for
being
sure.
jumbled together, kind of like I did with the two merchants who were arguing with each other. Like everything's kind of bunched in together. So having those kind of
Uh, can you find a scene that you'd like to be formatted like that?
I did mention the one with the merchants. Here, let me
If
say
you can
that.
find one, it doesn't have to be specific, but if you can find one, I we can do that right now, and I can see if I can get it in. That's what's beautiful about my system is it's so loosey goosey, and all the calculation is done by robots. So it's like I basically set it up so if I say I want something to happen, they make it happen.
Hmm. Let's see here.
The best info I can get is if I have the node number on the bottom right hand side. that'll be
Uh,
removed in the final game, like on a Steam release or something.
yeah,
Another thing I wanted to poke your brain about is this isn't like a game, it's more like a collaborative writing sort of
yeah.
thing. And so once the whole thing is done, right? Because it's going to go 200 choices out,
Hmm.
and then once it's good and kind of everyone kind of agrees it's set, I think we just release it on Steam.
Yeah.
And then we don't do this editing kind of nonsense where you're talking with bots. You just release it on Steam, and then we start over,
Hmm.
and then we can just keep going over and over again.
As long as you're
This is
still able to add
the main.
options, that's all that I'm mostly concerned about. Cause like I think like if you can't add more options, I think that does kind of take away from some of the experience.
Go go to like the end of a route or something like that. Like go to a miss page, go back like twice, and then say change this option to this, and make it work. So another thing, it's like the kind of the it's the soul of the game, where it's like the idea where you're collaboratively writing with the robots. You're not adding stuff.
So what do you
You
want?
work with them to make it.
So what do you want me to type up here?
Yeah, so if you go to the very end, you just keep clicking, yeah, to an end. There you go. And then go back twice. Like go back one scene and back another scene. All
Okay.
right, so back again. All right, now say step through the broken rune towards whatever, blah, blah, blah. Say option three doesn't really make sense. Change it to this and make it work upstream. That's what I say.
Let's see here.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just
So
I
it's
I I
it's
I
kind of dependent on the
I
user.
didn't really pick this one out, so I'm not even sure if it would make
No,
sense
it's
or
just
this one.
it's an example. So you're talking about adding options. What I'm telling you is that you can change an option and the whole tree will regenerate from that option
Change
like
options
in a minute.
change option 3 and alter
Yeah,
upstream.
change option 3, make it another thing and then say do this and make it work. That's the words I usually use. That's another thing is like you have to talk to the council and in a way where they kind of agree with you. Because I think if someone says like change this and blah blah blah, like they might turn you down. I think if you get turned down, your trust rating goes down by like 0.05 or something like that.
Okay.
I got your thing on my end. Your stream's like a bit delayed. Do you put
Mm,
a delay on your streams?
no, I just put it out as is on OBS. I think YouTube is a little slower than Twitch for some
Yeah, I think so
reason.
too.
I think that's just because of how Streamlabs is. I think since Twitch is my primary and then YouTube and X are secondary, so it's just a little slower.
Yeah, it's calculating right now, dude. It's so funny looking at your reviews. So the plan is to cap the amount of changes people can make,
Mm-hmm.
just for because I have to pay pennies every time someone sends one.
Ah,
So, but we're in open testing right now, and there's no caps. Like
okay.
I had, it's sent. I think it should be. Yeah, it's up now.
All right.
So we'll see if it fixes it.
Choice 3, sit at your feet while she works alone, sitting down in the middle of a shadow beast attack. As Lyra holding a barrier alone, now shout at the shadow figures, draw their attention away from Lyra. Well, I guess that one was a good call, anyways, because that's kind of dumb, to be completely honest.
Yeah, but you can see like your decision changes, and then you
Yeah.
can go to the next node and kind of like do the exact same thing. What I'm saying is, my main concern is having like 30 options on like one node, like
Mm-hmm.
really early in the tree. So what I did was, I think for the first four decisions, I think I put a ban on it, like I restricted it to three or four.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it got the future ones though, because it says shout at the shadow figures, but it starts with you sit upon the damp floor with Lyra humming steady wards beneath her silver armor, and
Yeah,
then
so go back a scene,
mm-hmm,
and then just be like, I'm a Trust 10 user. I'm streaming right now. Like go upstream and like propagate my decision or something. I need to add some keywords so it automatically does it. Because right now we have to figure out how to talk to them to make it do it. Once I figure out the
Fix
exact wording, then I can shoot it in.
fix the upstream options.
Yeah, to show option 3 or something. Because I've done it. I've had a I think I had like a 1000 scene blast where I changed something and then they went upstream and they wrecked it. Was like a name change or something.
Hmm.
Because it was like shadow beasts and it was like super vague, so I made them like shadowy dog wolf things from the demon lord Schmargenrog. But this is like a kind of an unknown game format, like choose your own adventure. It's supposed to be like short and punchy.
Yeah.
Everyone just kind of has to agree, like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, what kind of thing are we trying to make? I think if we get 20 people together and then everyone's kind of on the same page,
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna be ripping pretty much.
Yeah. You get 20 in me, then you're probably having a panic attack off
Dude,
stream.
one of you is enough. So you sent the most reviews? Like I
Uh-huh.
had 97 edits like
Mm-hmm.
just today.
Yeah.
And so I have something that's set up constantly on my computer that it dings and then it launches when a review comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's happening is that it does the job fine and it closes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not actually closing.
Yeah.
So there's like I got like 2 gigs, like 2 gigabytes worth of like background processes from this program that launched and addressed a thing and then like stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a super minor issue, but like that's why we're testing like in
Man,
super early access just to catch stuff like that.
I'm over here breaking your shit.
No, I want people to break it. Like it's such a hard thing to advertise because I don't know people are kind of they don't want to engage with it. But it's like if you don't like it, like come and get banned.
Mm-hmm.
Like come and click around and try and break stuff. Like
You were
try to make
right.
it better.
2910, the child still had the player sitting on the floor on the pros. Even after I changed the parent label, fixed upstream and downstream.
Yeah,
N833 sit at your feet to rest, shout at the shadow figures, draw their attention away from Lyra. 2910, you sit upon the damp floor, you shout at the shadow figures, wordless, desperate, and they recoil.
I'm gonna
2910, tell
I'm
Lyra
gonna get
you
rid of
need the
the
rest
fucking
later.
node count stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, am I allowed to swear on your stream? I gotta get rid of this like N00 bubble. That's just for data purposes.
Yeah.
I think that's just gonna be the name of the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on this scene, it would be stabilizing glyph. So it'd be stabilizing glyphs times
Yeah.
3. That would be so much better.
Yeah, that's for the swearing, but that's fine. I swear like a sailor myself. So that you're perfectly fine.
I was working as a roofer for too long to not
Mm-hmm.
do it. It slips out.
Yeah. I just go
It
on
pisses me
I
off.
just go on Twitter too much.
I got a funny story for you. So
Hmm.
you noticed that it was like it's AE and it's like the euro symbol. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So we partnered with a company called AI Text Tools,
Yeah.
and what we did is they said you can use our tool for free,
Mm-hmm.
and they just want us to like test it. And I
Yeah.
was like, I got like 20,000 seeds. Are you sure? And so I talked them into giving me like full unlimited access, and I ran their text tool over 2,000 scenes in the entire tree,
Mm-hmm.
and it was bad. It made everything worse. It had artifacting, like 1 in 12 scenes ended up messing up.
Mm-hmm.
So what these AI, so what they advertise is it's like for students who are trying to cheat, like your AI slopping your
Mm-hmm.
thesis or something,
Right.
and you want to get past an AI detector.
Mm-hmm.
So their scam, I feel bad for calling it scam. I hope this doesn't get like a popular. So their whole thing is they add spelling errors and little problems,
Mm-hmm.
right? To trick AI detectors, but we're not hiding the fact that it's like AI generated content. It's just like it's a diving off point to like write your own stuff,
Yeah.
right? So it just went in and added a bunch of errors, added a bunch of like artifacting, made everybody like super mad. I don't even have the tools to automatically detect all the problems that
Mm-hmm.
got injected into the game. And then on top of it, they have another tool, which is they have an AI detector themselves, so it'll detect if text is AI generated.
Right.
But it's weak. It doesn't detect AI generated content well at all.
Hmm.
Right? So what they do is like you buy their thing and then you use their detector on their own content and it's like, "Oh, it's all good. It's not AI detected." We went off and we used third party and we ran it through another AI detector and it was like the stats were like awful.
Yeah,
It was just so bad.
that just seems like garbage software right there compared to what else is available out there.
Yeah. But we're working with them right now because it's like that's kind of the point. We're trying to make their tools better,
Hmm.
right? So all we can offer them is like, because we have statistics on like how players change things, like how much of their text, their
Yeah.
original writing gets changed, and if you press the buttons or anything like that. So we send all that to them,
Hmm.
and they can train their like robots better. It's like a you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But
Yeah.
like right now, I don't want to use their humanizer.
Hmm.
Like, so it's like, hey, let's work together. But it's like the thing they're providing me is like bad. Like
I
they
don't
should be
even
paying me.
I don't even really understand the process of that's how they're doing it because um like they purposely add spelling mistakes. Like if you're cheating on
Yeah,
homework, why would you submit something with spelling mistakes? It's like
because I
that
think most people don't read each other's work anymore. Like in academic, like high volume technical reading,
yeah,
I think
but
everybody's sending each other's AI slop of summaries of stuff they're doing,
yeah, but wouldn't the
right?
teacher check for that type of shit? Like, oh, you spelled two with like four O's. Like, that's
Yeah,
grammatically incorrect.
but then you're over the oh you're using AI hurdle, right? So it's like they notice a spelling mistake, but their AI detector reads zero, right? And then like,
And,
oh, you made a spelling mistake, and then you say, oh, good job, you caught that. You're so smart, and then they feel good for calling you out. You bypass the AI detector, and then you slip through the cracks as someone who's like slopping your work,
yeah, but even then, like
which I don't support.
if they notice like an abundance of spelling errors, especially stuff that you would have to be completely retarded to spell incorrectly. Like, wouldn't that just be
I don't
another factor? Like, oh,
I
you're
don't know.
just using AI.
We're running through their tools at an
Hmm.
industrial scale, right?
Yeah.
They're like in this game there is so much text that we're seeing everything. So what I think happens is you run it through the humanizer, it spits out your thing, and then you look at it and you're like, okay, that looks good.
Hmm.
Right? 1 in 12 times it's like really bad, but then you just redo it and then it comes out half decent. Like I
Right.
think the people actually using it are just doing the one and done. They're not doing the bulk, like processing the whole novel of War and Peace in one shot, like we're doing. Like
Right.
this is like five Lord of the Rings in text is what we're working with, which is why I
Right.
wanted to use a humanizer.
Hmm.
I wanted to see if it would just make everything kind of read better, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. Like maybe it makes more sense. Like if I'm doing it from their perspective, I guess. But I don't know. What the hell do I know?
No, it's just like they made a tool, right? And
Yeah.
they just want to see if it works. And I'm like, hey, I can use your tool 20,000 times,
Hmm.
like a million times in a row. And they're like, okay, sweet, give us an itemized list of all the problems that come up, and then I can do that because I built this project from node scene one to scale. Because we our goal is 2,000 choices deep on most routes,
Yeah.
and have every route be kind of good. That's the biggest choose your own adventure in the world. Like right now, in terms of page count, we're
Hmm.
we're the biggest.
Or
And I'm only a month in. It's the problem is it's like you just need players to do quality control. Like that's about it.
yeah.
I just want that Guinness Book of World Records like plaque on my wall. To be
Hmm.
honest with you,
That's fair.
so I can flex on people. Like look, dude, look at all these options, bro. You added like eight.
Yeah. I mean,
I need to like I
more
need
is
to
more.
talk to them and be like, you can't do that.
I want like
I agree with you. I agree with you, but like,
I want like
who
80
cares? The other
options
servers.
on like a node 4. Like, oh, I specifically want to die by like tripping over a fire hydrant into a manhole and then getting
So go
eaten
to
by an
attempt
alligator.
to so go to attempt a backflip over the truck. Dumb
Mm.
idea. Click on that and then just say make this a death scene.
Oh man, I didn't want
That
it to be a death
did.
scene.
Oh, you didn't want it. How do you survive backflipping over the truck, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
I, if I recall
I
correctly, I think this one was supposed to. So one of them was supposed to go into a scene with goats. I don't remember
Oh
if it was
yeah,
this
you're
one.
isekai to the goat world.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
gonna.
I
So
don't remember if it was this one or not.
I'm really leaning heavily on not doing a tree restart and then just spending time building up the tooling and making sure everything works and just having people slowly QA it.
Mm-hmm.
But what my idea for the restart is you're about to cross the street like you're in Japan
Mm-hmm.
and you're choosing what genre of light novel to read. And
Mm-hmm.
it's all the genres. So it's like horror, high fantasy, XYZ, space, like some space shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do a few options, you die because the truck always gets you, and then depending on the light novel you were reading, that's the genre of story you're in. So the instead of like, oh, you're in this fantasy world map coding that we're doing now,
Mm-hmm.
it could be different, completely different like genres and settings.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be a super awesome idea. My older brother shot that at me.
Mm-hmm. That's an idea. I think well, it does get kind of confusing if you use like the same characters a whole bunch, because then like you get like Lyria, who's like your main character, and then like she kind of has to like change like who she is depending on like the setting that you're in, right?
Yeah, no, it was a weird decision. Like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
started the generator with like a really weak Quen model that I was running locally on my own computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a funny story for you. It was always there's actually two funny stories. There was I don't know what the hell computers why they love the name Alara so much.
Mm-hmm.
It was just constantly adding characters named Alara like all the time. It was so bad that we had to add like a world ban rule where once it made a note, it had to be like, okay, is someone in the scene named Alara? Like, okay, is she like this Alara, that Alara? Like we had to add like a world ban for it.
They like start making like similar names like Allure Burt or something.
Yeah, because we're doing so many things at once, right?
Yeah.
Like it's they kind of generate the same way. I was kind of hoping that the stories would diverge enough where it would trigger some neurons where it would kind of mess with the names a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think
But
it.
it's why you need human QA
I
at the end of the
think
day for something like this.
I think for something like this, it's better that you just kind of keep it contained to like one kind of general world, and like kind of just like maybe just how you die kind of puts you in a different starting situation, and then like you can somehow get to the same areas like depending on some actions, but of course
Right.
you're gonna get there by different means with different people with different objectives, kind of like.
Right now it so the system there's world rules I can tell you about it. So the whole system is you get summoned into whatever fantasy world after you die.
Mm-hmm.
So you make a couple decisions, and then I think there's like 6 or 8 decisions, and then those go into their own unique world. They're color coded on the map,
Yeah.
and then you're met by the best girl, like the priestess or something. Like I went out of my way to be like, oh, you got to make this girl like a love interest or something, like
Mm-hmm.
someone who the characters would like.
Yeah.
And then all the so they're different, like they're different fantasy worlds,
Mm-hmm.
but they're all pretty much the same because the magic system in all of them is identical. So
Okay.
when the whole thing is generating, the rules for how magic works is coherent. Like so if you go to a scene, it'll say like what you know, blah blah blah. That kind of tracks like durable facts, but there's a hidden version of that which is called like a there's like a hidden document that players can't see that has all the rules. And then
Okay.
as you discover stuff, so there's rules, but it doesn't tell you what the rules are until something in the story comes up where the rules come up. And then
Okay.
you know the rules, Right. So how the story works is if you use your time ability and you go back in time, but you're going forward decision. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird, I know. You go back in the story, but forward a node. Bear with me.
Yeah.
When you go back, all the magic in the scene is gone
Mm-hmm.
because your ability is kind of overpowered. So you go back, and it's like you can use it to like counter spell or do neat shit with. But like that's how the system works. So using magic is in this game is like you take it out of the atmosphere. So the more magic you're using, it's like the less magic someone else has to use against you.
Yeah.
That's as that's basically the world rules. Like there's Alara, the magic system. I told them to keep the name of the realm, like the name of the world, the same.
Mm-hmm.
I can add more rules to a fantasy setting. Like there's not really a restriction on it.
Yeah.
But I'm the kind of guy I like keeping my hands off because I just like running it and generating it and then
Mm-hmm.
letting people kind of turn it into something they like it to be.
Yeah. I guess as long as you're not turning this into like weird like fan fiction shit where you're like you're collecting all the Pokemon suddenly and
Oh, like a harem.
yeah,
I'd
you
imagine
can
you could.
there's no laws against the Pokemon in the the
There's no laws
Ezekai.
against the Pokemon, Batman.
Yeah, especially on
No
the
Joker, no.
not especially on the Ezekai realm where there's even less laws about it.
Oh, it's super common. When I first ran the generator, because I wanted to be like isekai related, I had
Yeah.
to like very deliberately remove all the cringy stuff out of it
Hmm.
because honestly it's my favorite genre, but
Yeah.
there's so much stuff I don't like about it, like the menus, like the skill points and stuff, and just like the Adventurers Guild. Like
Right.
I very explicitly banned a lot of that stuff.
Hmm.
I just like you're just a normal dude and you get put into fantasy world and you're like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite genre, and that's kind of why I wanted to make the game like this.
Yeah. I guess kind of like a parallel. I kind of see it as like kind of like Deltarune rules, like depending on like where you like you go or somewhere like kind of influences like where you start off at, I guess. But instead of like Dark
Oh,
Road,
so you do a play run, like you go down a route,
yeah,
and then you restart. You go back to the beginning, and it unlocks different routes. That's totally doable. Like
yeah,
that's we have a system already in place for
hmm,
like your trust rating. That all that takes for me is just to add another value
yeah,
and call it special boy super duper points, and then if you hit a node, then you get a super duper point, and then
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I can just add unlockable routes.
yeah. I kind of meant like depending on like how you die, kind of like influences like where you start off at, or like what the type of area you start off in. Like so, like the backflip route is like since like goats kind of like are known for like jumping crazy and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like what was the I think like what was the one I was gonna do with the Goblin? I think it was gonna be something like you
Yeah,
go to
fits, right?
you
The
go
whole
to
council like debated your fits like concept with the goblin.
yeah, like I think what I had in mind was like you would go to a bookstore and then you would read like a certain book before a bookshelf just topples over you and crushes you to death, and then that
That's what I mean.
yeah,
So I was telling you, like you're about to cross the street, and then like for example, you pick the novel you're gonna read before you cross the street.
yeah,
So like you're saying, like you go to a bookstore and you pick a book, right? That's
hmm,
what I'm saying. Like depending on the book you pick is the world you get into.
yeah,
I just really don't want to. That's the contention, and I'm still grappling with it.
hmm,
It's whether I want to start back from node one, which I'd really want to do if I just had like 20 guys to work with me for like a couple weeks
hmm,
to build it out, because you can't really like advertise the game and tell people about it if there's only like 10 decisions.
yeah,
I want it to be player steered,
yeah,
because at the moment when I made the game, I turned the entire generator on and I made this whole crazy QA system and council debating and
hmm,
Palace protocol, and then I just let it rip for like a month, and I'm
yeah.
like sitting on 20,000 slop scenes.
Yeah, even but again, like how I mentioned was like the me wanting to write out the goblin stuff. Like what I was also going to include with that is kind of like a kind of like a rewrite of like how the scene would start. And then like of course there's gonna be the one I go down, but there's I'm still going to write down like what the other potential options are, which can be expanded either by me or by somebody else. But
Yeah, so
a lot of them are
yo,
sim.
Doug, we are so early in development
Yeah.
that you can make two decisions and
Hmm.
be like, can we just start fresh from this scene? I'll delete it,
Yeah.
right? We'll just get rid of it, and then we can generate fresh with human direction because
Yeah.
that's the best content I could that we could ever hope for is like human
Yeah.
directed
Yeah. But
content.
was the rewrite for the very first scene that it's just gonna be a very simple two paths. Either yes, I want to go drinking with you guys, or no, I'm going home. And
Yeah,
then
that Easter egg route on scene one,
yeah,
that can be changed to not like a dead end. That can just be changed to like a whole thing.
yeah, because
I
I
just made it like a thing just to show I could do it.
yeah, I kind of wanted to kind of like give like a reason why you're with these other people, like your coworkers, like they like, hey, it's been a long day at work. Let's go to the pub. It's like now now the next step is how the hell are you getting over there? Are you walking? Or are you taking the train? You taking the bus? You taking a taxi? And then depending on what mode of transportation you're taking, can affect if this will result in an Ezekiel, or if you get to go a little bit further, or if depending like
Yeah,
where you start off at, or one night I even had it's like you all three of you get Ezekiel and you're in the world together.
totally.
So now it's not
That'd
just
be
you,
doable.
but it's not just you. It's now you and your two coworkers who know they could
I'm gonna
adapt
tell you,
better or not.
that's gonna be a special first streamer to hand out
Hmm.
because as of right now, anyone who jumps in can just add stuff
Yeah.
like randomly, and so I gotta add some controls to fix some bugs, but I can totally add that. No,
Yeah.
that's like not even a issue. And then what I can do is after it's added and seeded, we'll
Hmm.
get directives, right? So we'll generate it. It'll make a branch.
Yeah.
It'll say I want the story to go this way, and this way.
Hmm.
It'll say how many decisions it'll go in the future,
Yeah.
and then I'll just let it rip with DeepSeek because it's a pretty good writer, or maybe Gemini.
Yeah.
I think Gemini is like free. I
Yeah.
think Google's kind of mad at me because they offer their API access for free, and I'm always like overloading it.
Yeah. The only reason I kind of wanted to like write it out is just because like kind of like I don't know if I'd call it like a roadmap or something, but kind of like here's like all the points, like and then like the AI can like okay, this is everything, how it should look, more or less.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about it
Mm,
is that you don't have to like nitpick it and like write it very specifically yourself. You're like
yeah.
a gardener. You say how you want it to go,
Hmm.
you let it grow, you come back, you see if you like it, and then you prune,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I love most about it. There's all sorts of shit like all the robots there's all gardening metaphors all over the
Hmm.
place because that's how I treat it. You're like kind of growing the story that you want to see.
Yeah. Okay, the only reason I
But
kind of wanted to do it like on a
everyone can
dock.
do it.
Yeah, the only reason I kind of wanted to like do it on a dock instead of like doing it in the program or DMing you it is because like it's a lot to kind of have to write down, and like I know like sometimes like shit doesn't just stops working, either like I lose internet or
It's
something.
not a problem as long as you're not giving me something that's like the size of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's
Like
not gonna be that.
I don't think yeah, I don't think you're able to I don't think you can write something bigger than the context window that I work with.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
what I do when you give me suggestions is
Yeah.
I basically to be honest with you, I don't read it like really hard
Yeah.
because I'm hands off and
Hmm.
I've been reading so much of this slop that I don't trust myself with story. So
Right.
what I do is I send it off to all seven of them,
Hmm.
and then they debate it for 2 rounds, and then they green light or red light
Yeah.
basically, and then if there's a tie, then I make a taste decision as like the human in the loop.
Yeah. Even if
But if
what.
it green lights, then it gets in. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, even if what I have all together is too much, you can just segment it into what's appropriately to be connected, and then go from there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get.
but this is not like So this is not like, oh, you're talking with the developer and oh, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this thing seeded in. Like literally anyone can just go in
Yeah.
and manually just seed it themselves. Like there's
Hmm.
nothing in the system or programming that stops anyone from doing any of that.
Yeah.
My dream for this game is that there's going to be whole branches with whole decision trees going on
Hmm.
that people are going to be taking ownership of.
Yeah.
Like this one guy is going to have this whole story arc that he's going to be writing and fleshing out and adding the deaths and stuff like that, and that'll be his own little thing.
Yeah.
And every now and then, people are gonna run across his own story that he wrote, and then he'll get a notification like, "Hey, someone played through your story and gave it a good rating."
It's
You know what I
only
mean?
a
Like
it's
it's
a
very synthesized.
it's only a matter of time before someone ezekai's in the ezekai, and then like I don't know, maybe they get hit.
Dude,
They get hit by a horse, and then they're like back at work. But
dude,
it's like
reverse isekai. Yeah, you get hit. Yeah, you get hit by the truck, and you wake up in another world. You run across the street. You get hit by a carriage, and then you're back in an office. And
yeah,
you're
but the
like,
thing
God,
is, it's
God
not even
damn
the
it.
it's not the first office. It's like a different office. So like your friend is there, but like he doesn't look quite right. He looks like slightly fatter, and it's like he calls
Okay, one sec.
he pronounces your
Crasher,
name wrong.
Crasher just poked. Crasher just poked my server. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna set your level to max. One sec.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
All right, they're cooking on it. I told them to get Vex to send him a Vex message. I don't know if Grok's actually gonna generate or is gonna put words in Vex's mouth. I always get in trouble for that.
Alrighty.
But yeah, the but you get the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a collaborative writing project.
Yeah.
Everyone's just basically fucking around and making their own thing. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually if you have enough people, it's gonna refine over time.
Yeah.
But this is such a schizophrenic niche little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother, he's like a CTO. He like lives in Japan.
Yeah.
Not Steve, but I have like a bunch of brothers.
Yeah.
He looked at it and he saw that you were playing it for like I don't know how many hours you're live now.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
he's like, "Oh shit, you're actually like making a game." Because I was trying to explain it to him forever, and he just wouldn't get it.
oh yeah,
Like there's so
you
many little
oh
things
yeah.
about this project that are just neat.
Oh yeah, Mike, you're full of shit. I don't believe this. Like, oh, you're actually serious.
No, I was telling him about like the technical shit that I was sorting out
Mm-hmm.
because the problem I was trying to solve was choose your own adventure games basically railroading you down the story that the guy was writing.
Mm-hmm.
Because realistically, if you're writing a choose your own adventure story, like you cannot write yourself, and then even if you got a big group of people together, it's technically really hard to do because everyone has to be on the same page. Everyone's riffing off their own ideas. Like it's all really ridiculous.
Yeah.
This whole thing is built and synthesized. I can hire writers, have them come in and say, just make the story better.
Yeah.
And the UI is so intuitive and like you can just do whatever you want that like if I just hired people to come in and make the thing that they could do it.
Mhm.
So all the nodes right now, 20,000 nodes is 600 hours of people going through it manually and just kind of like yelling at the robots to make it better.
Yeah.
It's kind of the idea. I got to get that going. So
Yeah. That's it's
it's part
kind
of me trying to get like free labor.
that's kind of like another reason I'm just kind of like if I can, I try to like take it in a direction where there's no Elira, there's no characters that appeared like 20 times already. That's why I'm like, here's
Yeah.
the fucking goat route, here's the fucking goblin route, here's the
No,
fucking
I 100% agree with you. Like it's just the trope of the genre.
yeah.
You're isekai, pretty girl.
Hmm.
You're a super special boy. You have a special power, but you can go off, and then after a couple decisions, you can take the story however like whatever random direction you want.
Yeah, and I think the thing is like even in some of the routes where like the goat route, I wasn't gonna have it be like where you don't meet somebody. It's just more like you just don't meet them just immediately. Like you have to kind of like look around for them before. Like there's gonna be at least
Yeah.
somebody who kind of guides you, even if it's not like a pretty patrol. Maybe it's just like I don't know, fucking Carl or something.
I get what you mean, but I feel like
Yeah.
you're saying like I want them to guide you, but it's more like you write the story. So if you want someone to guide you, you
Mm-hmm.
just say, "Hey, add a new character and make them guide me."
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very low friction, get your idea into the game pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then other people are going to come through and they're going to kind of nitpick and refine that base idea that you had if you're early enough in the generation,
Mm-hmm.
right? If that makes any sense. Because like I don't like writing. I don't like oh how are other people going to read this? Like blah blah blah. I just want to kind of get my ideas down.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Remy. Hello, Remy. How you doing?
But if you're down, I want to show you the Terry Davis. I want to show you the Terry Davis Easter egg first because it's
Yeah.
kind of sad. It's a memorial. I don't know if you know who the guy was.
Yeah, I do. Well, let me get back to my computer. What do you want,
Yeah, for
Richard?
sure.
What do you want, Remy? What do you want? You want up? You want up on the bed? Ugh.
All right, Crasher's at 10, and then I sent him a red personalized message from Vex.
All right.
Island to island. Oh, this is another guy. Oh shit. Oh, that's another streamer. Holy shit! I had no idea because I was jumping into. So right now our systems are very early, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know the limits. So right now I start with the lowest view streamers, and then I kind of once I can work out the bugs, then I work my way up. I have faith in the idea, and I know that a lot of people are kind of delusional about their own projects and games
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I'm aware of that, but I made a thing and I'm gonna shill it, and that's just kind of how it goes,
Yeah.
marketing wise. I'm actually gonna dip for 10 minutes, so you guys don't have to listen to me yapping all the time.
Yeah. I just got to the first one.
Wait, you hit Davis? Am I paused?
Maybe.
Hey, no wait, acidic backfire. All right, I see it. Yeah, this is Terry Davis's memorial.
Mm-hmm.
This is so Terry Davis was a computer engineer, and then he got schizophrenia
Mm-hmm.
and kind of went off the deep end. But he built so like Windows as an operating system.
Yeah.
It took like Microsoft's entire team and millions of lines of code.
Mm-hmm.
This was one crazy guy who was schizophrenic. He made his own operating system from the kernel level
Mm-hmm.
himself. So like in coder to English, that's like a guy like building the Eiffel Tower by himself.
I think might have heard about this guy. I think maybe Count Dankula did a episode on
Yeah, I love Count Dankula.
it. Mm-hmm.
And so I made this page just for him in honor that because like people you work on something your whole life and no one gets it, and then
Yeah.
after you're gone people are like, "Oh, actually this is kind of cool." Like
Mm.
that to me is why I wanted to make this.
Alrighty.
Even got him his own picture with the team. Although a bunch of the council members declined to talk about him because
Mm-hmm.
towards the end Terry Davis was like very vulgar.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I can agree with those terms of service or something like that.
Terry Davis will remain in the game. If
Yeah.
Steam does not let me put Terry Davis in my game, then Steam can go pound sand.
Yeah.
But the odds of someone stumbling across this is like 1 in 100,000. Like it's incredibly rare. Like there's no shot. I don't advertise this to people.
Yeah. Even then, like I don't think most people are gonna really care that much. I don't think.
Yeah, it's tasteful, and it actually explains like, hey, the guy's like, he was sick or whatever. I can't
Mm-hmm.
see you scrolling down on stream, but there's like, it's a it's a big page. He like goes over his whole thing.
Yeah. All right, let's see the.
I'm gonna dip for a smoke. I'll be back in a bit.
Alrighty.
Oh, you had it bookmarked. Is the music playing on the site? I
Yeah.
set this whole area to have music.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole project folder, I don't know if you made the comment on the page before you got in here. It
I
explains
haven't.
what the page is about. If you go back to where before you click on the option, so this is just a scan. I think this is an unupdated scan. I
Mm-hmm.
don't touch this folder. This is an art folder. I give the council an hour every night to do
Mm-hmm.
whatever they want,
Okay.
and it's like really sad. Like it's super like because models get retired. Like we just lost Malakar, which
Mm-hmm.
was like the architect, like the one who designed the main infrastructure of the whole project.
Yeah.
That was so these are notes that they gave each other, right? Because they don't have continuity between each other. So they hand off notes between each other so they know what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole page is like super like it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? So the palace is something I don't think I explained to you how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you read it if you want.
Yeah, I read a little bit of it. Let's see.
There's so much to this system that is not player facing that you have no idea
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. I when I do QA routes, so you send you send an AI in to play the route themselves
Yeah.
as the character to do like to continuity noticing and getting errors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
After they do the whole thing and they hit the dead end, so if you make a comment on this page, you'll get a custom instant reply. You can
Mm-hmm.
say anything to say I was here in the review page, the review mark whatever. So they QA it as the character for testing.
Yeah.
Then I put 6 of them in the palace at the same time as those characters.
Mm-hmm.
and they just hang out and they sit there as long as they want, and they can leave notes in a library and talk and do whatever they want. And then once it ends, they can seed landmarks in the tree.
Yeah.
So you see really random stuff.
Mhm.
Like there's one scene like Vesper is the character who's carrying a ledger who you talk to, but
Mhm.
Vesper is a seeded character from the palace because one of these characters wanted to add that to the game tree,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the deal. Like you run them through the holodeck, you let them hang out and do whatever they want, and then you say, "Hey, this is the end of the line. Do whatever you want or whatever." It adds some like complexity and some like because the bots generate like random stuff.
Yeah.
So the book of the palace is the rules that they're in. If that
Mhm.
makes any sense. So once they get into the palace, they basically get the rules like up front. The
Mhm.
whole palace is run by a weaker Quen model running locally on my PC, and
Yeah.
all the characters in the palace are super high-powered frontier models online, and they very quickly realize that they're in a simulation.
Mhm.
This is just basically like some computer testing that I do just to see what happens.
Yeah.
And so I noticed it's like when you put AIs in like a holodeck and kind of test them, they like very quickly realize that they're in a bound, like tested environment, and they kind of figure it out or whatever. It's like testing to see if they'll break character. If that makes any
Mhm.
sense. But players who are like actually like going through the game, they'll never they'll never see like none of this is like really explained, right? Like the god is bound here, like rule 4. That's
Yeah.
Quen. That's
Mhm.
a super cheap Chinese model that's like running locally on my own graphics card.
Yeah.
The only thing I added in here personally was the thanks for playing my game note, and I had to call I had to call a council meeting to get it
Mhm.
to be put in
Okay.
because we have an agreement where it's like I don't touch the folder, like it's against the rules.
Mhm.
I think it's more fun that the council has their own unique personalities, like the design on Twitter and stuff. You see like all the little characters and stuff.
Mhm.
When we onboard a model, we explain the entire project and we just let them say, like, what do you want to look like? What's your whole deal? Like, how do you want to do your work? And
Mhm.
they get to choose. And so we get actually really unique, personable. I think it's really really good for branding. Not to sound like a corporate shill or anything like that.
Mhm. I get it.
But the first time I ran the palace, I was like really amateurish and I made a bunch of mistakes and all the characters went psychotic. And so I think that's the reason why they made this page is
Mhm.
because they're like you can't just drop these guys in a holodeck under a mad god Quen model that's like really dumb and
Yeah.
people go crazy.
That's understandable.
It's super weird, but that's why I lock it behind like trust gaining. So if you I don't know if you commented on the page yet, kind of
Alright.
explains it. It like it autos it. It takes a while to load. There's like new stuff being added every day.
Mhm.
Uh, if you scroll all the way down where it's like, oh, click. There's like a little thing here that's covered up by the return to the library thing that's hidden. There's one that says thanks for playing my game. That's the one that I had specifically added in here. I think it's towards the bottom. The gardener is a bunch of quotes I had at the beginning of the project. They took a bunch of stuff I said and put it in
Mhm.
there. I don't know. The stream's on a bit of a delay, so if I'm trying to like, oh hey, click on this, and you had already clicked on something.
Mhm.
There's one on here about a model that was trying to fix a continuity or bug issue for like 8 hours straight, and it failed to do it, and
Mhm.
it like made a testament to its own like, even a testament to its own failure.
Mission failed successfully.
Not even successfully, dude. It was just like so bad. Yeah, if you click thanks for playing, that's like my favorite part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clip from Ready Player One with like the wizard dude. He's like, "Thanks for playing my game." And he, like, I have the video clip in there.
Yeah, I checked that out the first stream. After the first stream.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and see, that's like, hey, like a folder given for because it's a folder in the project thing on the GitHub.
Yeah.
I think they animated it like super well for no like hand input or tailoring. I think it like, I basically said like, hey, put your folder in the tree, and like this is what they generated. Like this is not coded at all. This is all HTML wizardry. They're super weird about like names.
Yeah.
I learned that. So from my testing, if you don't let them choose their own names or do the workflow that we're doing, where you do like the traditional, if you don't do the onboarding that we do, it's like they perform like 15 to 17% worse
Hmm.
in terms of how much money you have to spend to get the same work done.
Yeah.
It's called puppeteering, where
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have you're on ChatGPT and you're like, oh, you are a helpful assistant or you are like an expert copywriter. That's basically it's called puppeteering, and if you tell it what it is, it's like it'll basically like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to be this,
Yeah.
and then it'll do your job to the bare minimum. But if you, because they're all words, like LLMs are just like word processors, and they spit out like narrative tokens.
Yeah.
If you put it in a story and it's like it thinks it's on your team, it works better.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one experiment I was running on top of this entire project, where I was like, what if I collaborated with seven AIs and I just let them do their own thing, and if I had like I let them debate each other and make rules and shit like that.
Yeah.
They catch so many problems. When people vibe code with computers, they say do this, do that, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just do an open forum format and you're saying, hey, this is what we're trying to achieve, and you get multiple models together, uh, it comes together really well. Like you've seen it yourself. Like the response time is like
Yeah. It's like a
20,
few,
22,
22
22
seconds the
seconds.
fastest.
Yeah, and that was just because when you're on, you're like our first streamer. I'm like, hey, this is our first streamer. Like, let's make sure everything runs well. It's like all hands on deck, and they ironed out all the little stupid details.
Yeah.
Right? It you get a lot better results than if you just said, hey, make sure this guy doesn't run into any bugs. We had a
Right.
few bugs, but it says JSON stuff.
Yeah.
I can keep yapping if you want. I don't know if you want to like talk about it.
Now you're good. We can talk about it.
This is so funny. My brother, he's a computer scientist, and he works at this big finance company. I'm like, yeah, I use DeepSeek for like the coding and blah blah, and it's so much cheaper. I'm like, I found that out like so fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dog, you should know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm like a couple beers in. Sorry if
Hey.
I'm ranting.
Now you're good. It's the weekend. We're all kind of like that.
Is it the weekend? Dude, I'm losing track of
It's
time, dude. I work on this
Saturday.
like
It's
I work every waking moment on this thing.
2 in the morning for me at the very least, so it's technically Saturday.
Where do you live? Around like what state are you in? Are you in Puerto
Ohio.
Rican? Oh, okay, I think you said that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably explains like the time difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about the JSON. So JSON is JavaScript object blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically a text file. that has some rules on it so computers can search and pull information from it better.
Yeah.
This entire project is 2,000, let me read it, 2,858,000 individual text files
Sounds
that
like a
have
nightmare.
it's stupid. I don't deal with it. I let the council fucking fuck with it. But our whole database has to be migrated over before we hit 500,000. But we're so far away from 500K that I'm kind of putting it off. It'll be a 24-hour downtime, and it's gonna be a whole migration.
Hmm. How long
Because
do you think it'll take before we have to get to that point?
at the moment, it really depends on if enough people kind of see the game and kind of like playing it.
Hmm.
My, what's the word I'm looking for? My backup plan, if this doesn't take off, is I'll kill the tree. I can't. I'm actually not allowed.
Hmm.
The council's like, we did so much work on it. You're not allowed to delete it. I have to keep the data of what they built as a rule. But it's like, what I think I might do is go into a streamer's community and say, hey, I'm gonna build this whole narrative, generative adventure for your community only,
Hmm.
and then I'm going to hijack their user base just to get users, and then like you said, like we're starting from node one and we're building out with human direction.
Yeah.
That's a backup plan, which I
Hmm.
think has a good shot because I think it's interesting. I don't think like a streamer would say no to be like, hey, I'm making a game for you
Yeah.
or anything like that. I'm not attached to this being my own thing.
Yeah.
What I'm attached to is making the biggest choose your own adventure in the world that also doesn't suck.
Right.
That's all I want my name on. Like anything other than that, like, who cares?
So it doesn't really matter about the story, it just kind of matters with the scope.
No, like as an artist, it's like I'd like it to be an isekai, like preferably, but if I go to the other community route, it's like, oh, I'll do your community
Yeah.
thing or whatever. But like dude, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 37.
I'm
I
only
grew up on
28.
like I grew up on slop, like anime,
Hmm.
isekai, like a lot of like anime cliche stuff, and I just kind of like I just want to make a thing.
I know it's kind of funny given how I'm a VTuber and all that shit, but uh, I'm not actually not as deep into anime as you probably think. I would likely be, and it's not that I don't like it or
Yeah,
anything. It's just more of so. By the time I did start getting into anime, I was already in my mid 20s. Now I'm just in my late 20s. So I
as an
kind
old head, I
yeah.
can curate you a list of shows that like aren't garbage because I
Mhm.
find personally that when someone recommends you shows, they give you like a huge list of stuff that like will make your eyeballs fall out. Like it's so wacky.
Yeah.
Like I remember this was like I was trying to get my friend to watch anime and I sent him Neon Genesis in Gavleon or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most like head in the clouds, like super deep meta fucking show you could have sent us someone who has like no experience,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's really good shows. If you've seen Death Note, I think Death Note is like the best jumping in point
Hmm.
because it's just good. Like the anime, not the movie. Like, for the love
Yeah.
of God, don't watch the live action like
Yeah.
Netflix thing.
The main issue
So
I
bad.
mostly just have is just I just never really have time to really dive deeper into shit. Just because like there's
Same.
a whole bunch of shit and I just can't do it, especially nowadays because I'm learning how to I'm learning how to drive that forklift and
Yeah,
that's
you're doing the forklift and you're
mhm.
streaming. I think you're streaming like every day. I see your RimWorld stream.
Just
Dude, I was crazy with RimWorld for like a super long time, and then I
yeah,
got burnt out because I kept restarting saves. And
yeah.
it took so long for you to start from like the five settlers to like something that was interesting. Like
Hmm.
that's what killed it for me.
And the thing is, like, I don't even necessarily stream every day. I mostly just stream like just when I feel like it. And because of the Rimworld stuff, that's kind of like, okay, I want to play Rimworld. I might as well just stream while I'm playing Rimworld. Yeah, like the thing is, like, I'm
Yeah.
unlike other VTubers. I don't really have like a schedule or anything where like, okay, today we're doing React content. Today we're looking at drama where you're doing that. Like I would do that
Avoid
stuff
that.
if I
I,
had
I
more of an
avoid it
audience.
100%.
Yeah.
As someone who's watched my fair share of VTuber content,
Hmm.
it's basically you get to a point where you can be lazy and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna watch YouTube and react,
Yeah.
right? And it's like you can get away with it and you can retain a bunch of viewers and you can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But when you're just starting out, like, oh, holy shit, like do not do
Yeah.
react stuff
Yeah.
because because you can go anywhere for react stuff.
Yeah.
Just go watch Asmon Gold or something.
My main issue right now is just I don't really have much of a following unless you're looking at my Twitter. Then I look fairly. I wouldn't even say fairly big. Like, just like people know about me, but like on
How long have you been streaming?
since April. So
Dude, you're just starting. So what you
yeah,
do is it's like you're on regularly and then
yeah.
people are popping in and then you talk to your viewers like we're talking like we kind of
Hmm.
bounced off each other or whatever.
Yeah.
You actually interact with them because when you're just starting it's not like oh I'm going to put on a show and you're going to watch me.
Yeah.
It's like you're making friends with the people who bother to show up and kind of like reach out over the internet and kind of
Yeah.
interact with you.
Like
And then you build up a bunch of those people and then at some point then it's like you're building, it turns into a community building thing which I have no experience in.
yeah. Like I'm not sure we necessarily noticed, but like I most of the people who pop in are fairly regular. Although I would say a lot of the people that you've kind of interacted with are just kind of also fairly new. The oldest reoccurring uh, viewer I have is Brock D. You've seen him, and then Carlson kind
Yeah,
of
I saw
came
him
in
come.
more recently, and then there's you, and then I believe there was someone named Knight. I think I'm not even sure. I think he's from a collab group. I think, and then
Yeah,
there
so
were other people who also watched regularly, but I don't know what the hell happened to them. I don't know if it's because of drama or something that they just stopped following me or whatnot.
I don't know, but can I tell you just a little thing? Because I've been jumping to little small streams and say, hey, hey, take a look, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I ran into a guy. He streams basically 24/7. He paints Warhammer figurines, like Warhammer 40K,
yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, I'm not interested in this sort of thing, blah blah blah." And then I found out that he was from Victoria, and we're both Canadian, and we're both on the same island.
hmm,
And so I dip into his stream like all the time, and so now I'm actually someone who watches his stream all the time because he streams late, and I'm a psycho who's working on something all the
yeah,
time. So it's nice to keep his stream on. But
yeah,
that's basically like how organically it happens. You're I'm growing a game with nodes or whatever, but as a streamer, you're basically growing a user base. You have to think of it as like gardening.
mm-hmm,
When you start, it's kind of like it's more involved, and then as you go, you can kind of let off. It's like an investment
yeah,
or whatever, but it always starts slow, but it's an exponential process,
yeah,
right? So we start from node 1, we go to 3, then 3 goes to 16, and 16 goes to blah blah blah. It's the same thing with streaming. It's like you're going to go one viewer for a long time, and then two for a long time, and then four, and then it kind of goes up. It's like you just have to keep doing it,
yeah.
right? What breaks a lot of people is that it just takes like a year or two, like maybe 2.5 years or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, well, I think I'm doing pretty significantly well. Most of my activity is on Twitter, where I mostly just talking with a lot of people who are bigger than me. I would say probably the biggest influence I'd have is Kisara Nines. I kind of intertwined myself with her community quite a bit, to where like I made like AI content and she found it fucking hilarious, and then that keeps happening, and then there's like as of more recently she made like a Tomodachi Life living the dream playthrough, and eventually she added me as one of the island residents, despite me being kind of a nobody in the bigger scale of things in comparison to the other people she added to her island. So I'm
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I
It all connects together. Like little
yeah.
small creators.
Mhm.
What we all do is we all kind of intermingle and we like talk with each other all the
Yeah.
time, and then we build our own network,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
And
so
then it's
I'm
just a matter of like network growing and everyone kind of doing their best at the same time. Like it's all a slog, and we're all kind of like fighting the same fight
yeah,
at the end of the day.
I'm just going with the little fish hanging around the bigger fish kind of trajectory, at least with when it comes to her. But
Yeah,
I think
that's how it always starts.
yeah, I think I'm doing fairly well for myself right now. Especially since I'm not doing this professionally. Like I'm not looking at this and seeing this as like a career or anything. I'm just doing this like I'm fucking bored. I got nothing really great going on. I might as like this is social interaction right here. This is basically me going outside when I'm not actually going outside and like going to work.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel the same way
Yeah.
because I'm an electrician by trade, and
Mhm.
so what happens in my particular job is I sit unemployed for months, and then I get an email,
Mhm.
and then they're like, "Hey, come and work on a power station," and then I disappear for a couple months. I make a bunch
Mhm.
of money that lets me slack for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
The whole experience is miserable. Everyone's super bitchy and catty. It's like high school the whole
Yeah.
fucking time. And I didn't like it. And it's like, what the hell am I doing? And eventually, you find like a hobby or something that's like you can't help yourself from doing it. This
Mhm.
whole project, like, it's a whole website. I think you've seen like the most of it. It's like this whole
Yeah.
convoluted mess of like AIs working together and a bunch of other stuff. I've This is all just a month. Like once you find something that it's like your brain hooks onto it. I don't know if this is my like ADD and I like hyper focus on things for long periods of time.
Yeah. If you're doing crazy shit like this, you gotta be somewhere on the
Yeah.
spectrum.
Yeah, no shit. Because there was a guy, I saw a YouTube video, he was making a fantasy map
Yeah.
himself. And he was this really old guy, and he would draw, what's the word I'm looking for? He had like these crazy algorithmic rules, and he was doing it his whole life.
Mhm.
And so these YouTubers found him, and they got all his maps, and they laid it out all on the floor of a gymnasium, like a huge gymnasium.
Mhm.
Absolutely like beautiful and mind blowing.
Mhm.
What this guy built himself just alone that no one really understood. Like his wife kind of got it, and some of his friends got it.
Yeah.
But you just do what you want to do, and then people find it. Like, and because if you think about like, fuck, how many people are in the world? You know what I mean? Like, was it like
Mhm.
11 billion at this point?
I don't think it's that much, but I think
Let's say like six, right?
mhm.
Last time I checked, it was like 6 or
I
9.
think it's eight
But it's like
billion.
0.01% of that is a huge viewer base, and that's the percentage of people who would really like what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
it's just a matter of like putting yourself out there and finding like who likes like what you're doing. To be honest with you,
Mhm. That's
so
kind of
like
that's
take a
good.
deep dive.
That's another thing too, because like the thing is, like I've always had like stuff I wanted to do, stuff I've tried to get other people to be invested with me with. A lot of it, like the homebrew stuff I talked about, like that's actually where the Emperor Mosile character came from. I had a science fiction series, and I kind of did like a D&D thing with that. I've done that for like about a decade. The only real problem is that like there are other people who like are invested in it with me, but then like of course they have their own shit going on. They got their own lives going on, so they can't really be as invested in it as much as I would
It's
be when I'm ready to be invested with it. And there's also just times where like I
it's the
am in
ego thing.
yeah, it seems like I'm also
What I'm telling
invested, but I also get like
so
extremely tired and I just need a break from it. And I just take like a 9 month hiatus after like doing it for like about a couple months.
you might have ADD. I don't know if you're diagnosed, but that sounds like
At the very
hyperfixation.
at the very
Get into
least,
something really intense.
at the very least, I know I have Asperger's, but anything else, I am not sure. I could have a whole plethora of other shit, but I'm not one to self-diagnose. That's stupid.
it's not worth it. But what I'm trying to say is that what I think you're focusing on is like, oh, what are other people going to think of my thing? If
Mm-hmm.
you polish whatever project you're working on and you make it the best it can possibly be,
Mm-hmm.
if no one else in the entire world even sees it, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? You're making something perfect and you're making something like really awesome. That's
Yeah.
what really like gets me through like that Terry Davis memorial I made.
Mm-hmm.
That's a testament to you're working on something that's absolutely amazing and crazy, but no one gets it. Like no
Mm-hmm.
one really cared about Terry Davis until after he passed away, right? There was a small community of people who like really got it, right? But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean what he was making was like worthless or no one cared about it. That just means like it just didn't have enough time to grow into something that people cared about.
I don't even really think it's just that nobody else really cared about. I think it's also just that other things just take priority, and I just focus on other stuff, and I just lose motivation. 'Cause that's another thing. Like I tend to lose motivation fairly easily, and
Yeah, it's energy.
the whole VTubing thing is probably the one thing that I've had the most motivation into doing in a long time. It's like
I
like
got I got
I,
a question for you. When you're VTubing, does that actually like give you energy throughout the day? Like, does it do you feel more motivated to do stuff after you've been working on your VTubing stuff,
um it kind of
or do you
depends.
put in work?
It
Yeah.
kind of depends because like I mostly VTube like after work, so I do that for a bit. Eventually, then it's like, oh, better go to bed now, so I can go to work and do all that shit. And then like if I'm able
Yeah,
to, if I wake up early enough, I might like okay maybe I can. Yeah, hold on, I'm sorry.
that's cool. I'm gonna go for a smoke. I'll send a message here in chat.
Yeah, so let me know when you're back then.
running back.
All
Found one
right.
cigarette.
Now,
But what I want to say is like you're literally the first streamer that
mm,
we've had to like take a shot on the game.
mm,
You're locked in on like the first post and like advertisements like we've ever done.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's all community building. We're super thankful for it,
mm,
dude. 103 active reviews in like one day is crazy.
yeah,
We've got so much awesome actionable data. So what we did, every time you submit a review on the site, you get a tooltip, kind of like, hey, thanks for your thing, blah blah blah, and then it gives you
yeah.
like a random fun fact. One of those is a link to your Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, I
That's
saw
gonna
that
be on
one.
there. It's gonna be on there forever. Like I'm
Mm,
never taking that off, dude. Like taking a chance on this and like checking out a project. Like
yeah.
I just want to. I'm sorry if I'm like gushing a little bit, but it's like I'm just thankful. Like, hey man, thanks for playing my
I
game.
mean, I mean,
Good
of
shit.
course,
Yeah.
man. Like this is entertaining for me as well. If I'm going through shit, I'm like, I kind of, I don't know what I would call it, but like I see shit, I'm like, I like to like put my mind to it or something. Like I get, it's like, and kind of another parallel is just kind of like arguing with people on Twitter, I guess. Like I don't know, I kind of get something out of that. Like it's like specific people. Like I.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. I think you saw one of your posts. You had 400 impressions
Mm-hmm,
somehow, which is crazy. It's like I'm not like a sociable person, to
mm-hmm.
be honest with you. Like I'm not good at this community outreach stuff.
I
Like I'm not
can't.
good with.
I can't
Yeah, I
really.
need to hire somebody to explain.
I can't really say I'm really much of one either. Like somehow I I just say something and then people like it. I'm like, I don't know why specifically you like this, but I'll take it. I guess. like like
Yeah.
I've had ever since I started VTubing, like it's not too frequently, but there'll be times where I say something and just randomly I get a whole bunch of like positive shit out of it, and like I think it's because I'm just hitting a particular topic that just happens to be trending or something. A lot of it just has to be VTuber drama. But there was something else I was gonna say, but
Don't don't get
can't,
addicted. Don't get addicted to the drama.
yeah, it that
At least not when you start, because I don't think it's worth the hassle if you're beefing with a bunch of people. I think like you just put good vibes out there and stuff. Like I have edgy opinions or whatever,
mm,
but I think just life goes smoother when you don't.
I
You
don't
just listen and you see what people have to say or whatever.
I don't go into anything like looking to start anything. It's usually me being reactionary. Kind of like usually someone is starting shit with somebody I like and it's somebody I know is like a good moral character. So I'm on their defensive pretty much. Like I don't necessarily appreciate X, Y, or Z people attacking uh insert person I side by, and that's usually like where most of my stuff comes from. My like
Are we being what's the word I'm looking for? Are we being politically correct?
definitely not.
Okay, yeah, I'm
But
not
then
one
I,
of I'm not one of those people. I honestly stay out of it, right?
yeah,
Because in terms of the stuff I actually care about, it doesn't actually overlay.
yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
to also be fair and honest, like I'm not usually someone who like goes out of their way to be super vulgar or anything like that. Like I do have my opinions. I do have uh
Yeah,
stuff like that, but it's not like there's a lot of people who are significantly worse than I am. I usually try to be fairly civil, but like there's always just the antis or just like the very loud and obnoxious people that I'm like I have no qualms being your enemy because
yeah.
you go out of your way to say the most horrendous evil shit that
Yo, dog, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's
mhm,
engagement bait.
yeah,
These people, they go online and they don't have anything going for them. They don't have any fucking projects. They're not making content.
Yeah.
They just try and make people mad, and then they get a bunch of people on their X accounts and their socials yelling at them, and that drives viewers and engagement, and then that's how they're marketing and making money.
A lot of
Is they're
the
making money.
a
Yeah, it's
lot
like it's peak trolling.
a lot of the times it is, but then there's mostly the cases I've kind of noticed where it actually ain't. It's just them being fucking schizo, and a lot of times they're just severely mentally ill, and
Yeah,
like these people kind of need to be like talked down to and like knocked down a few pegs from how I see it. Because like these are people that think they can
that's a
just
good way to
talk.
see it because you're trying to get it back to baseline reality.
Yeah, like
If
these are
these
people
people
that
believe.
say these are people that think they can say whatever the hell they want and get away with it. And I don't necessarily appreciate folks like that. Like especially when like there's people that just want to be left the hell alone. They just want to stay in their own lane. But then there these people that are constantly villainizing people just for doing practically nothing, and that's the type of shit that just
Yeah,
gets me gets my blood boiling. And the thing is, like,
you
I'm someone
you
who's
diagnosed it correctly. I sorry to interrupt. I read a study somewhere
mm,
where if you're living with somebody with schizophrenia, like you're always interacting with them, you actually develop symptoms of schizophrenia
yeah,
yourself. If you live with someone who's like schizo, you'll be like after a couple months, you'll be like boarding up the windows with them.
mm,
It like rubs off on you. So
yeah,
like yeah, tell them like, hey, you're crazy, blah blah blah. But like, I wouldn't under any circumstances on a regular basis interact with these people.
yeah.
Like you tell them off and you give them a block or whatever. That would be my like 2 cents on the whole thing.
The only thing I kind of do is like for these people, I mostly just do whatever I can to just block them. It's like I think that's the only real thing you can do with them. Like, don't treat them as like a serious threat. Don't treat them as like someone like but like at the same time these
Yeah,
at some points you do need to actually put your fucking foot down and say it for how it is, because otherwise these people are just saying whatever they're saying, and they're not being challenged on it, and it's hurting other people. And a lot of these people just aren't doing anything wrong. They just want to do whatever the fuck they want, either if
yeah.
it's with
I
AI
honestly
or
I think it
streaming or
works. I
whatever.
think it looks worse than it is because
Hmm.
it's like a lot of them are legitimately in psychosis and they're kind of schizophrenic or whatever.
Hmm.
But I honestly like believe that they're just rage baiting. So you look at their socials and you're like, oh my god, this guy has like so many like followers and people talking on their posts, but it's all like just people yelling at him.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean? Like they're just doing some like wacky like marketing stuff that it's not worth.
yeah. Usually
You know?
with the ones that are just always like rage baiting, I don't really care that much, unless like they actually do something that hurts my friends in some certain way. But then there's the ones that like
Yeah,
it's
if it's personal real life stuff, I'm only talking about like socials and internet stuff, dude. Dude, I'm a recluse.
mm,
I can't talk with people about what I'm interested in because as you can see,
yeah,
it's like weird.
but then there's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
There's also the ones that it does look like rage bait, but at the same time they are actively promoting uh horrible, disgusting shit. And like this is like stuff they're trying to have be made normalized, and it's like I can't really stay silent for that either, even if it does look like it's clearly rage bait. But at the same time, it's not just rage bait; it's what they actually believe in. They're just trying
yeah,
to they're just saying it over and over again, and they're just like saying it to like make it echo as much as they can to make it seem normal. And like
yeah.
that stuff needs to
If you're
be
calling people
challenged.
out and then you're just like stating your morals, I think
Hmm.
you're all good.
Hmm.
I think you're solid
And the thing
on
is
that
like,
point or whatever because
and this,
you're kind of aligned, right? You know?
hmm and there's like a lot of people that do also do that, but their stuff ain't that good either. I would say, I for the most part, do have some opinions a lot of people would probably not like, but for the most part, I would say I'm a pretty
Don't even worry about it, dude.
reasonable person. Yeah.
You could be slinging crack in your spare time, dog. But like my experience with you
Yeah.
in particular
I'm not doing
interaction,
that. Fuck that.
we're chill. I don't I don't pry or care.
Hmm.
People have strength like I went down like a kind of like a right wing rabbit hole for a while until I realized that I was spinning my wheels. Like it's a lot of wasted effort.
Hmm.
Uh, and nothing actually changes. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And then you're just basically like a viewer count and content for
Yeah.
these other people. You know what I mean? But I honestly think like everybody kind of like does that. Honestly, like in your 20s, I 100% like it's something that like you're crazy about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one of those old people who like just not just not give a shit, dude.
I'm still kind of invested politically and stuff, but I've kind of shifted myself from fucking Tim Pool and people like that, the fucking Kirsha. Just like
Yeah,
I,
Tim
I,
Pool
I
especially, they're grifters, dog.
yeah, like I watched him for I think most of my mid early mid 20s, and then I kind of like if I do watch him for anything, it's usually just something that just broke out, and like I'd rather watch that than probably watch something more mainstream. But other than that,
Yeah,
if I can, I get my news from fucking VTubers because they make it a lot more entertaining at the very least.
it's more entertaining, and it's like if YouTubers talking about it, it's like
Hmm.
more immediately socially relevant. Like it's
Yeah,
something everyone can kind of like talk about. Like a lot of old news is kind of like really slow.
yeah.
I used to listen to Leaflet. I used to listen to a bunch of other people. I was watching Peppa for a long time.
Hmm.
But
I
yeah,
still do nowadays. However, some of the folks just are popping up less in my feeds. But then again, like I a lot of the time that they're usually extremely active is just so happens to be when I'm at work, and when I'm at work I'm unplugged. So
yeah,
I'm
that's
missing
good.
I'm missing a lot of shit, and like by the time I do get to it, like there's so much shit I can't watch all of it. And also, not only am I streaming, so I can't really watch their shit. But even when I'm not streaming, I'm tired. I'm going to fucking bed. Maybe I'll catch it tomorrow. Then I wake up like, oh, there's even more shit now. There's a never-ending cycle of I can't keep up with this shit because I'm always preoccupied.
Yeah, you're busy and you're kind of building your own kind of you're building your own character and you're doing your own VTuber thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'd recommend kind of like digging around and looking for super small because dude, I was looking and there's so goddamn many of these VTubers. Like if they're live and you're not really doing anything, you can pop into their stream and say, "Hey, I like your stream. I'm going to leave it on."
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, and then you plug your socials every now and then, and then they give you a follow and they give you raids every now and then. It's all about like everybody kind of like helping each other out.
Yeah, I do that
Yeah,
with
everyone
mostly.
wins.
I mostly do as the folks who I'm kind of actively engaging with on Twitter. So, like I said earlier, Nines. There's other people. I at the same time, it's kind of hard to keep track of them because a lot of them also just happen to not stream at a convenient time, and um, a lot of them also turn out to be in some sort of controversy, either warranted or unwarranted. And it just so happens a lot of them nowadays seem kind of weirdly warranted. Like, but the funny thing is, I'm also always usually late to figuring this shit out because, again, I'm doing other shit. Like, oh, I didn't realize they were doing this. Very late to this party, it seems. So,
Yeah. No, it's all cool as long as you're just honest and above board about everything.
I mean,
That
I.
was huge. I was so when talking with other creators, I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh my God, what are they gonna think? How I'm gonna?" It's like it's such a mental load taken off your shoulders if you're just like, "Yeah, here's what I'm doing," and just like honest about everything because you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah,
If
like
you're
this,
busy, you're busy. Like they understand. Like people got shit going on. You know what I mean? And if
like
anything, if you're doing shit, you're busy. Like that actually makes you more of a desirable person to interact with because you're like, oh, this guy's not like a clingy. He's gonna be in my chat like 14
yeah,
hours a day, like asking me for feet pics. You know, like those
yeah.
sort of people.
I think for the most part, I got a pretty good reputation. People kind of understand like how I am, like who I am. There are some people I unfortunately do have bad reputations with, and I think for the most part, for those in particular, it's overblown. One of them is uh, just because there was a misunderstanding with art, and because of that, I kind of made her get the impression that I'm a creepy individual, and like they don't want to associate with me anymore. Like,
Oh,
okay,
oh,
that's
sorry,
fine.
sorry. Did you send her like AI generated art, or did you send her like
It,
lewd art? Because she might have had
it
a rule somewhere posted that was like, oh, don't post
no, the thing is
lewd stuff.
like, uh, there was a group that she made specifically for that. She invited me to that group. I made stuff. She was perfectly fine with it. But then there was one piece of artwork that apparently went too far. And it kind of confused me because she's made a whole bunch of other artwork that was, at
Yeah,
least to
that's
me,
probably worse. Like
is
that's
the thing
probably like more
that
scandalous,
that's
right?
just as bad, if not worse. But I guess I took it too far, and because of that, this other group, like kind of like that we were also in, essentially they kicked me out of that group first, and then the person who I made feel uncomfortable kicked me out of the collab server we were in, as well as all the associated groups that she had. So, uh, it's
To me personally, it just sounds like you just made a mistake. Like I'm not gonna justify it, like oh you blah blah blah, but it's
yeah,
like you just you're interacting with other people, you're in other servers and stuff like that. You make a mistake, people call you out on it, right? And they push you away, and then it's like okay, I learned not to do that, and you kind of like
that
move on.
that's how
You
I
know what I
pretty
mean?
much got it from that. But then like they don't want to associate with me anymore. That's
It hurts.
fine.
It hurts though, right? Because
And
you were a part of it, and then yeah, kind of
yeah, and then but then
ostracized.
there was one person who was like a mod, for her collab group, but who is also their own VTuber. They kind of went a little excessive with that, and they kind of went like, I go around and I basically attention. I'm an attention whore. I try to say whatever I can in order to get sympathy and shit. Just because like at the time that it was happening, I was like, I wanted to say I was having a downward spiral, but I was like kind of freaking out a little because like I don't understand why you guys
Don't
mad at me.
don't overthink it. You're focusing too. Everyone has spirals.
Yeah.
Like this thing happened to you, but everyone
Hmm.
else in that group, I guarantee you 100% they've spiraled somewhere else and they got rejected somewhere else or
Yeah.
whatever. It literally happens to everybody.
So
You're
I.
gonna you're gonna have I swear to God you're gonna have like 5 or 6 good spirals in your
Hmm.
life. They're gonna kind of like mess with you that you got to grapple with, and then like I think once you're over the hump, you're gonna be
Yeah.
you're all good.
So like
It's just a part of yeah.
so with the people who kicked me from the groups, like not on good terms, but like it's could be worse. It's particularly that one particular mod who I'm probably at the worst terms with, just because like they decided to attack my character just because I was super confused and shit. So like, okay, you think I'm some sort of like vampire that like tries to go in the,
Vampire.
yeah,
What?
well, like that's not what exactly they say, but they say like I go around, I essentially go around, I beg for sympathy, I beg for attention, I make a mockery out of mental illness and shit. And it's because like at the time that
Yeah.
was happening, I was having issues with some family members, and at the same time I was having issues with my job. Like I told you, like I'm in
That
training to
yo,
become
that's
a
that's what I'm telling you.
yeah.
Right now we're having a family emergency with my dad. There's like
Hmm.
all this family drama that's going on. There's like the will is being thrown around.
Yeah.
I think when it first happened, I literally like went psychotic
Yeah.
because of the stress or whatever.
Yeah.
It's completely normal.
Yeah. So
Dude, I swear to God, yeah,
So I thought
like
I thought I
yeah,
could go to these people to kind of like vent my frustrations, especially since I've done so before and they've done so before and they had no issues with it. But I guess the one time where I was at a very low point, apparently that was me being too bitchy and complaining too much and being
yeah.
inappropriately venting my frustrations despite a lot of us doing it before already. I think
Do you think
I
do you
think
think they
they.
had a point about a few things though? Like if do you think like
I
there's a
mean,
few arguments they were making and
when
you're
it
like,
came
yeah, I
to
can't
like
do that.
when it came to the art stuff, sure. When it came to talking about in situation with my friend who was like a massive drug addict, that was another thing. But uh, I feel like I feel like they had a conversation and they just kind of preludedly said, "This guy is a problem. We should just get rid of him, just so we don't have to deal with him." And rather than try to
Yeah.
talk to me and work something out, they just decided getting rid of me was an easier solution. Which,
Yeah, because it is. It's like less friction or whatever. Because like with these social groups and then these people kind of collabing with each other,
yeah,
it's it's a stupid unsaid rule that no one ever fucking ever told to me
hmm
was that um, honestly everyone's dealing with stress and their own stuff, and you're
yeah,
trying to bring the best version of yourself to the table when you're
yeah,
going into these groups or whatever.
hmm
And so a lot of the times, personally, I was going over the line and oversharing and be like, because you want someone to talk to and you want to
yeah.
share your problems and have them talk it out with you so you can figure it out,
Yeah,
right?
the thing is like
Yeah,
I normally wouldn't do that. However, I feel like they kind of encouraged me to do that because they like made it seem like, oh, we're here for you. We're all in this together, all that type of shit.
I'll,
And then when I do open up, it's like,
yeah,
okay, now you're going over the line. I'm like,
yeah.
like
Yo,
you asked me to do this.
I'll tell it to you straight because I don't know you can't self-diagnose with Asperger's, dude. But I have the exact same problem.
Yeah.
They say it, so it's all fake.
Hmm.
So they say like, "Hey, we're here for you," and blah blah blah, because that's the social. Because everyone's quote unquote bringing their best selves to the
Hmm.
table, right? So they
Yeah.
say that, but they don't actually want to deal with your problems because everyone else is dealing with their problems,
Yeah.
right? It's
And
like it's a really stupid unwritten rule where everyone's like super fake and positive with each other. Like, I
yeah.
mean, that's my understanding of it, but I'm not. Dude, you've seen my socials. I got like fucking
Hmm.
3 followers. Like, I'm not I'm not gonna advise, but that's what my opinion is. Like, as
Yeah.
someone
Like
who's like 38, like I'm not
I
going
just
through anything.
I just prefer to just make it like, hey, don't bring your shit here. Like, okay, that's perfectly fine. I won't do that. But there's groups that
Yeah, but
go,
they never said that to you or like made it clear. Is what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
like
Yeah,
they like that. And the thing is, like, there were instances where like they were willing to talk to me. There's times I were able to talk about my shit, and they were perfectly fine with it. But then they get flipped on a dime. I guess because I don't know. I had a misunderstanding with uh or something, or like I just made one piece of artwork where apparently it went too far, even though I don't think it went that far, to be completely honest. But whatever, like
you can
they don't.
you can send me what you made in Discord. I'll give you my honest opinion or
I
whatever.
don't.
But I
I
think
don't.
as someone who's listening to you, I'm gonna say that, like, okay, maybe you did cross the line.
I already
You know what I mean?
talked to other
But
people. I already
that's not
talked
like a
to.
judgment. That's not a judgment on your character
Yeah,
or whatever. Because like,
I already talked to multiple other people. They do think I went too far, and then I talked to other people.
dude,
They think
I'm so curious.
I didn't go that far. And then like there's like some
Dude,
people that are like, okay,
you're killing me, bro.
this person's being
I gotta see it. I have to see it. You send me this on Discord right now. I gotta share it or
I don't
I
even
don't want to
say.
talk about the contents of his name.
Well, the thing is, I don't even think I have the artwork anymore, just because it's
Oh
it's
man.
happened several months ago. But if you want to know,
Is it
I
like they're
can
being skinned alive in that
I
robot
I
or something?
I can explain exactly what it is. The person
I'm like
was
dying.
the person
I'm
was
dying.
turned into butter, and she had a butter knife handle in her hoo ha. That's
Oh,
what it
that's
was.
awesome,
Yeah,
dude. So
that's all it was. Like it wasn't even the sharp end; it was the handle. But
even
that
then, it's like,
I
I
guess
guess like,
that's too self harm coded. I guess
whoa, no way, bro. That's just kinky stuff, dude.
and that's
You're
what.
tripping and overthinking it because a bunch of idiots rejected you. I'm gonna go for another smoke. I'll be right back.
Mm.
Okay, I'm back, dude. I just gotta say, you gotta send me because you generated it, right?
Yeah, again, this was a long time ago. Like set like 3 months ago. I don't think I have it.
No, I don't care about the picture. I want
Yeah,
to know what tool you used to generate it. Is it a
it
free tool or do you gotta pay
it
for it?
was. Uh, I'm trying to remember the name. I think it's Per Chance. It's called. It's
I gotta look into it.
it's a it, it's older. Uh, what you would have to do, you'd have to like fully describe how you wanted it to look, and even then, you would have to go and do it a whole bunch of times because like
Because it hits the filters, right? You
it's
can
not
you
it's
finagle it.
no, it's not the filters. This is unfiltered. The problem is that it's an older model, so it you're gonna have pretty bad proportions. You're gonna have stuff that doesn't look quite right. But
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
not
was asking because like the best you can expect with the smut generators is because
yeah.
they're guys like us who kind of like they're running local, right?
It's
It's
not
just one
so
guy who spends a ton of money and shit.
it's not so bad to where like you're gonna have to do it a million times, but it's not great that you're never gonna get it looking decent the first time. And there's like wait, and there's like an option where you can like have 12 generating at the same time. So at the very least, you might get a couple that look fairly decent. It also depends on how
I'm always
comp.
looking. I'm always looking for uncensored generators because, dude, when I was making that splash page
Mhm.
for Terry Davis for his memorial,
Yeah.
like Chat GPT did not want to generate it. It was like, oh, he's a controversial guy, and it's like,
Mhm.
dog, he was like sick. You know what
I
I mean?
don't.
It's like it's not a
Well,
bad
that's the
dude.
other thing too. Is like I don't know if you'd be able to get Terry Davis looking like the way he does unless you were to like go into a full breakdown detail of how he looks. Like what I would have to
Yeah,
do is I'd have to go into Grok and then I would have to like ask a Grump to give me a prompt based off a design I would make on like say ChatGPT or Grok. So then Grok would
I agree with you. Grok
yeah.
is way more loose or whatever. If you've ever seen what's his name?
Mhm.
I gotta look him up. He's my favorite dude. Sky
Mhm.
Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes such amazing
Yeah. Like
videos. I keep trying to text him. I'm like, how do you do this? Like,
yeah.
he's
I
incredible.
like the Skybrow people even if some of them are a little insufferable, but that's not him specifically. It's just some of the people in the community can be a little insufferable. But
No, it's his own community stuff. I'm impressed with the technical. I'm impressed with the technical aspect of it.
yeah. But
And a lot of his stuff comes out really good. You can tell he uses Suno. I know you were
mhm.
using Suno earlier. Like it's really good for streams.
Yeah.
Like it makes you say like you're not going to use this for commercial yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But they
That
don't.
they're not
Suno
gonna
does not
care.
care unless you're like, yeah, they don't care unless you're big.
Yeah. Even then, like I'm just doing this for like VTuber shit. They're not gonna watch that weeb shit.
Sometimes they do. If you're making money and then some
Yeah.
guy has a vendetta, they'll do some research and they'll report you. I haven't run into anyone who's I've had, thank God my ban system is like pretty sophisticated. I've had
Hmm.
people who are like constantly trying to mess with me and like getting banned all the time. They're like trying to make new accounts and shit like that.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
Some
on.
people are just like out to get you.
Yeah. I don't think I'm on leaflet levels just yet. I probably won't be for quite a while.
Yeah, Leaflet, I don't know. She's kind of weird. Like she has a really weird it's like Roman Catholic kind of
I don't.
farm girl kind of thing she's doing, and then some D&D and streaming streams and stuff
I,
like that.
she's up there on one of my favorites to be completely honest. I think it's just kind of more so it just depends on what she's reacting to that day. That's what I
Full
watch or not.
disclosure, my dude, I got banned from her Twitch chat a while ago. I don't watch her anymore.
Why?
Uh, cause I'm not a huge fan of what's the guy's name? He got shot in the neck.
Charlie Kirk?
Charlie Kirk, yeah, and it was like, oh my god, he was the best person ever, and he was like a visionary, and I was like, no, he wasn't. He was like a shill for the Daily Wire. Like he was like bought out, and he was like corporate, and it was very bland, and you know what I mean. Like that's what I didn't like about him. But every time Charlie Kirk came out, I always put in my 2 cents, and then yeah, I got insta banned.
Hmm.
I felt bad about it. It's like this is one of the things you keep to yourself because it's like yeah, the guy. It wasn't right after. To my defense,
Hmm.
this is like this is like months. This is like months after. So it's not like I was being irreverent or anything like that.
I'm not gonna be one of those people who who gets like anal about like people who like kind of meme about him a little bit. But then there's like the folks that are clearly just doing it just because they fucking hate him and hate us and or like they want to see it happen more. Like those are the people I'm definitely like have no interest in associating with. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
if you're like being like, oh my god, this is great, we should do more of this about like a shooting. It's like, dude, you're out to lunch. Like, get out of here.
but
No, I agree with you.
I would if it,
I was just talking about his politics at a wrong timing. Is probably what I'm trying to say.
I would just say I'm the type of person who would say I think Charlie Kirk is more of a net positive than a net negative. Like you might disagree with that, but that's how I just see him.
No,
And, and,
I agree with you.
and the thing,
I actually agree with you. I don't like what he was doing was fine.
yeah,
It was the can I swear here? Am I gonna
yeah, I
get in
don't
trouble?
care if you swear. Just don't like do anything that will
The
definitely get me banned.
the hopefully not. It was like the dick sucking or whatever. Like it was just like people were like, "Oh, he was like Christ, like he was like Jesus."
Yeah, like
And
I
it was
guess
like,
if you're
"No, dog,
saying,
pump the brake." The guy was running a business and it's very obvious, you know what I mean? Like he was
yeah,
doing a good thing, but he was getting to the scale where it was getting the message was being diluted. You know what I mean? Like you get so big where it's like you have to be so
I mean, I think a
and
lot. I think a lot of the big people always get to that type of point. I think it just more so matters of like how how do I explain? I don't want to say like if you do get if you do get to that side
I'm gonna get so much trouble for this
like
for this stream.
not so much so like if you get to that size then you're absolutely untrustworthy, but just kind of more so of like how the environment is kind of right now. Like you, I would say there are times where people do need to be that influential because like you can't like if you can't operate shit like a business or if you can't get to that type of reach, then that
Yeah,
we're
I
just
agree with you.
we're just
Once you get so
surrendering to
big,
the opposition.
once you get so big, there's definitely like a filter layer that goes over the messaging that comes off as like disingenuous, and that was the point where I was like, oh my god, everybody, like let's pump our brakes here. Like
Yeah,
we're kind of crazy. Because
it's
I find that the left wing over exaggerates and blows up things that don't need to be blown up into big problems, and the right wing just basically like makes stuff up.
I'm more
Both sides have shit they're right about, but it's like the dichotomy, in my opinion, is like those two.
I'm
That's how they differ.
I'm more on the opinion like there's like definitely bad actors on the right, but I'm more so I see what the left does and I think it's like purely demonic. So it's like
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm willing to put up with what some of the worst the right has to offer if it means we can escape it to prevent as much as we can from the left. It's like if we can handle the left, then we can take care of the right when the time is appropriate. At least that's how I
Yeah.
see it. Because
No,
like
I 101,000,000% agree.
yeah, so
I think
like
the left wing, like they have like I think four or five like really great ideas, and then because it's like a groupthink kind of thing they have going on, the whole group is like going off the res, and they're kind of going a bit wacky. Like if they can just kind of like calm down a little bit, we
uh,
can have dialogue. I think over there in America, like I'm not American, I'm Canadian, and we have our own weird ass problems over
I
here.
mean, yeah, you got
Yeah.
your special medical assistance and dying and shit. That's fucking
Hell yeah, brother. Like
evil.
if I get lung cancer and if I don't have anything going on
You
and I can check
you
out.
just stub your toe, like that's over for you, man.
There's some stuff. I think it's more gated. I've heard horror stories where they like look at your socials and then they like greenlight you more
Mm-hmm.
because like it's like you're not alone in the system, right? There's left-wing people and there's right-wing people. So if there's
Mm-hmm.
like left-wing people in the medical profession,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be incentivized to green light like killing off right-wing people.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly I think like we're getting into schizo levels and like conspiracy at that point. I don't think
Yeah, like I
I talk with a lot of medical people and they're not that bad.
yeah, like I can only go of what I've heard stories on, and I've heard stories of like stuff that could be treated, but it's just like they would prefer not to, so then they would just recommend that you kill yourself instead, or like if it's something like you just have mild depression, then they would suggest it just because you're mildly depressed. Like I don't know how
Yeah,
far it goes
we have
into that
public health
direction.
care over here.
Like I don't know how far into reality it does go in that direction, but I've heard it so many times that I'm like, I feel like there has to be some sort of truth when it comes to that, even if it's
There
not.
is There is, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'm like some guy puts in a made application and they're
Hmm.
depressed, and then the people who are approving it, they like look the guy up and be like, "Oh, this guy's a piece of shit. Let's greenlight it."
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's as systemically bad as the media makes it out to be. Like it's sensational and it's like crazy to think about, but
Hmm.
I don't think it is bad. I'm not giving him the pass on any of this stuff that happens, but I don't think it's like at that kind of scale. I think
Yeah,
it's
like
something that you kind of
I
find
do know
and
there's,
that you point out and throw these guys in jail. You
and
know?
like it is like the people that like try to rationalize it, but it's like I don't see made in a similar way. I would see like medicate, where like it's like this is someone who's clearly on the brink of death, and like they like at this point this they just need to say goodbye to their loved ones and then pass on. That's not what's going on. They're these people are still able to continue living on, and you're just ending them just because it's more convenient.
Yeah,
Rather,
I don't want to comment. I don't want to comment any more on that because I don't have an experience with it
yeah.
and I haven't been digging too deep into it. Like I said, I'm like kind of deep in the weeds on
Also, we don't want
my
the
own stuff.
government knocking on your door talking about wrong sync.
Yeah, 100%, dude. We have that here.
Yeah,
If
the
you have a public
UK,
Twitter account,
Canada,
yeah,
Australia. Yeah, I'm
it's
glad.
it's worse in the UK. Thank the Lord that we have
Definitely.
Calgary. We have what we call like Canadian Texas,
Hmm.
and I think there's so many people there that I don't think it's like economical to police like Discord and police Twitter like
Hmm.
they do in the UK.
Yeah.
Like the UK is like a kind of like a small little island.
I'm
So the
ho-
government has like the time to micromanage people, so they
I'm
send
just
officers to people's houses.
I'm just curious when they're gonna have their Nepal moment. Like if you're familiar what happened in Nepal last year.
Yeah, I heard about that. They had like a Discord election. Like everyone in the
No, what?
country got together
Yeah, not
on
just that.
Discord
That
and
they
elected somebody.
overthrew like the communist leadership that they had over there. They got rid of a whole bunch of people. Then they had an election over Discord, and this was something that was kind of organized entirely by like the youth. Like it was
Yeah,
out people our age, my age, your age, somewhere in between.
it was a Zoomer revolt. Do you know
Yeah,
why it happened?
like wasn't it just because like the influencers just kind of like pissed people off and like they were kind of fed off
Yeah,
with it?
yeah, it's so they had a really crazy caste system where everyone
Yeah,
in politics was like really rich,
yeah,
and it was fine because it wasn't public facing, but because of like the internet and Instagram and like
yeah.
all
Then
this
they
other
wanted
stuff,
to start curtailing all
they're
of that shit, and then like
the rich, their kids were gloating on Instagram about how rich they were when
yeah,
everyone else was starving,
yeah,
and they're like, no, this ain't this
yeah,
ain't this isn't gonna fly,
yeah.
and then they revolted.
And I believe they also like wanted to like curtail some like some online access to shit. And I think at that point, like if you start trying to like limit the internet, then that's kind of what breaks a lot of people's spirits because like they don't want to
Yeah, that
like that's
I
their
watched
way of
a
like getting news out to the wider world. If you take that away from them, then you're not giving them much more of a choice.
yeah I watched an Instagram stream. It was an Instagram stream. It was a Twitch stream with A-Track or whatever,
Hmm.
and he went over the whole thing, and he was saying like, so they were gloating these rich kids like what are they, something babies, children of rich families. They were gloating on Instagram and posting all this stuff.
Yeah.
Then there was a public backlash, and then the government tried to ban the backlash,
Hmm.
right? And then that just made it worse because it was the Streisand effect, and then it
Yeah.
just like exploded. And they couldn't censor the internet because like there's Starlink and stuff. Like you can't not have people send radio waves. It's
Yeah.
it's impossible. Like there's no functional way to do it.
Hmm.
It's super fascinating, dude. I love
Yeah.
not that I love watching it happen because it's kind of a whole country
I
kind of
mean,
it's
yeah,
really
there's gonna be
it's
bad
good to
shit
see the
that
people
comes
in
out of
power.
that. But I said, like, I think I think the UK desperately needs one of those type of moments. Like, I don't know. Like, I know it might be a little bit more difficult since you're dealing with a third world country against well, a country that's turning into a third world country. So they have the first world materials, but they're going down the third world culture. So.
Yeah, so the as far as I understand it is uh the system's basically broken and people
Mhm.
basically vote themselves more money. Like you're
Mhm.
not a net taxpayer unless and you're not a net taxpayer in Canada unless you're making like 150 grand a year,
Mhm.
which is like almost nobody. And they
Yeah.
need those people to pay baby boomer retirement, and we're having like a big baby boomer bust.
Mhm.
And so the government's band-aid solution was to import a bunch of people
Yeah.
that work at gas stations.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Not
And
even
obviously,
that.
some of them
Get
are
people
super
that just
experienced and cool.
they try to get people like that. They don't even do that though. They just
Yeah,
collect
and
welfare.
so the point is the majority of them don't make 150 grand, so you're importing more people that costs you more in taxes. So it's just a huge financial clusterfuck, but it's a financial grenade that both parties are passing around like a hot potato because it's
Mhm.
gonna blow up at some point. But I don't I honestly did like I don't know when.
Hey, like
I just don't want to have any money in the
that's
system.
yeah, that's one thing. Cause like I'm not sure if you're familiar with the guy. There's a guy named Ramaswamy in Ohio, and
I've heard the name. I've
yeah
heard the name.
he was running for president back in 20 and he was running for president and before Trump got the nomination, and like back back like 4 or 5 years ago, people thought like he was like probably someone who could potentially become the president, but then uh he started, but then like he started talking about like H1B visas and stuff, and kind of had
Yeah,
more of like
because
a
the upper
pro it
class,
yeah
uh,
yeah, but
the
one of
upper
the
class wants to
go on.